Now, ladies and gentlemen, in CSGO's most recent update, we've been introduced to the new case called the Recoil case inside of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And well, this might have been Valve's weirdest and also strangest decision ever with making a new case in the game, that including the golds and of course the skins inside of the case, but most importantly, what case actually got removed when adding this case into the game. So what case had to go out of the active duty drop pool into the non-active duty drop pool, or the rare drop pool in the game. With that being said, there's a lot of things to discuss in today's video, a lot of backstory of why certain cases got booted, and of course what this means for the future of future cases coming out, that either being from an operation or just in general from a random case launching. Hop into today's overview and commentary. Here's a quick word from our video sponsor, Skinport. Now, today's video sponsor is, of course, Skinport. Skinport is currently the biggest, most secure buying and selling marketplace for Counter-Strike Global Offensive skins in North America and Europe. It's currently trusted by 10,000 people and some more, who gave it a 4.9 to a 5-star rating on a place like Trustpilot. Buying skins is very easy and is great, with discounts up to 30% and, of course, over 420,000 options to choose from. In those instances where you want to buy something, for an example, you're going to run into examples of something like this. The Bayonet Doppler, currently listed on the Steam market for $507. Skinport is offering for $382 USD, of course. That's a 29% off discount compared to what it has on the Steam market. Checking out whether you're buying or selling skins is easy, fast, and secure. With selling, of course, it goes to your bank directly via bank transfer with no hidden fees whatsoever, which is very, very nice. If you guys are interested in selling some of your skins or picking up some new flashy ones, make sure to check them out in the top of the link in the description below. And for the first 4 hours of the Recoil case getting added to CSGO via the update, people were very confused on what case obviously got removed to the non-active duty drop pool cases, and that of course was the Prisma case. A lot of people were first deciding if this was going to be the Prisma case or of course something like the Snakebite case, or what most people's minds were mainly focused on were of course the Fracture case. The Fracture case was something everyone predicted for months and months on end, even a year at this point in time, to get removed right around here, but it seems to be that Valve is pushing that for another time. And the reason I feel like this is extremely odd is the Prisma case versus something like the Fracture case, the Prisma 2 to be exact, was unboxed 600,000 more than something, of course, like the Fracture case that's currently in the game. The Snakebite case obviously being 1 million more in quantity, but that's kind of to be expected when you have a case that's this old in the game, and Snakebite is pretty relatively new, and it has some things in the case that are really high in demand, that being the gloves. The sales alone kind of made me really question Valve's decisions here, because usually they've always been profit driven, and just like every other company, they've been the exact same way as well. I mean, take Antwerp for an example, and Stockholm and RMR. I feel like something like RMR, for an example, wasn't meant to be on that very 6-month long sale that it was on, but rather it was just doing so well with profits. They're just like, why don't we just keep this on the sale? Stockholm was another great example of a major. Stockholm got removed a little earlier than expected and kind of right on time because they weren't selling that well. Something like Antwerp, of course, is 2 weeks overdue at this point in time. So I believe since the capsules are doing so good, and same with the stickers, like proven on the Steam market with the sales just let alone on the market, not even on the CSGO item shop where you have things 75% off, they're really, really high up in quantity. So Valve sees the numbers and they're like, well, let's not remove it. There's no point in that. So this was a really big shocker. And what this tells me is that Valve was purposely just removing this just to get it out of the way, and they want something new to take the place of here. But also on top of that, what was really confusing is the Snakebite case also being added to the game, the Broken Fang case being really relatively new. The gloves are extremely easy to get. Now anyway, it feels like that, right? And maybe that's what they're going for. They're maybe trying to make these gloves a little more obtainable, and just gloves more attainable to the public, that making them more affordable. Because what has been the problem with gloves for so long is we haven't had that many cases like knives anywhere, where most people are going to be opening a case, and majority of the time it's going to be a knife that they're going to be unboxing. I feel like now they're setting more of a precedent to people are going to ask more questions maybe when someone's unboxing a case. Are you trying to get a gold? And specifically, is it going to be a knife or a glove? Before, that was never really a question. It was always like, oh, what knife are you trying to get? So with gloves being more added to the game, and obviously with this Broken Fang collection of gloves being added to more cases, I think this is going to make gloves individually just more easier and better for people to obtain. Maybe just like the average Joe playing CS that has a knife but maybe doesn't really interested in gloves. This is going to make it more affordable. Another thing is, of course, buying into the Prisma 2 hype right now. The Prisma 2 FOMO hasn't really been as crazy as I originally thought it would be. It's kind of right around that 9 to 10 cent mark, and people are seeming to be not that excited overall about this case. A new case came in, people are like, oh, whatever, that's cool. But this case has so much quantity on the market, and it's even been over at 1 million at some points in time on the market at 3 and 4 cents. You've had such a high and long opportunity to buy these cases if you wanted to, and now it being 9 cents, it's really not that much of a price difference. So buying it at 9 cents and 10 cents when it's been at 4 and 5 cents for months and months, even years prior to this, it feels like it's not really a good investment, and making your quick flip on this is not a great idea. I can relate this to something like Danger Zone. Danger Zone maybe actually was a little better than this, but this case was a very cheap price, 3 and 4 cents for months and months and months, skyrocketed almost up to 20 cents, and then boom, it fell back down to where we were sitting at currently with this case at 10 to 12 cents. It also, on top of that, seems to me that investing into active duty cases inside of Counter-Strike Global Offensive has become more of a normal thing. Since the clutch case has gone up so much in price, and also on top of that, the Dreams and Nightmares case is so expensive, people are starting to feel like it's normal to invest in an active duty drop pool case, which maybe it is. It's a different kind of scene. It's a different kind of genre and community of an investing area for sure. Where back in the day, it feels like just a couple years ago or even a year ago, we never really had a Dreams and Nightmares situation where a case was $1 at almost 200,000 quantity while being in the active duty drop pool. These are cases and these are prices, for an example, like the Dreams and Nightmares, you would see after a retired case would be retired maybe a year prior, maybe in like 2017, 2018, for an example. But now this is happening to active duty drop pool cases, and it's a really big question if it's going to happen to the recoil case. The recoil case being almost 1,000 quantity at $10. This thing is most likely going to be almost the same price, maybe a little less than that, just because I feel like it's less in demand than the Dreams and Nightmares case specifically. But that's something to really keep note of and just look into yourself. Maybe it's becoming more of a normal thing rather than just maybe it not happening. Of course, with this update, we have to talk about Antwerp one way or another. Antwerp right now, obviously, this is not getting removed at all as of right now. Most people were thinking maybe wait an extra couple minutes, maybe wait an extra couple hours, because what we saw with Stockholm when that sale got removed, for an example, when Dreams and Nightmares got added in, and Stockholm was still there for a brief moment of an hour or so, then they removed it. With this case, it's been about a day over this release so far for the recoil case, and Antwerp is still here, so it's here to stay as of right now. And since the sales are doing so well, I don't see people stopping to buy these anyway right now either. So Valve's probably most likely not going to remove it anytime soon. And well, with that, my opinion still kind of stands. Since these stickers look really, really good, they're harder to unbox, it's gonna still be a decent investment. But I think this goes more to show now that not everything's gonna end up like Stockholm 2021. And of course, this is also a big reminder for a lot of people, don't put in what you can't afford to lose. So if you can't afford to lose $100, don't put $100 into capsules. Maybe put 20 bucks in. That'll give you like 75 capsules. I'd most likely go all into autographs if you're going to do that. And of course, this is mostly passive income that you should be putting into this, not income you need, for an example. Later this week, I'm going to be posting some videos on the best investments right now in CS, and also some of the worst investments. And some of the best ones are going to be including Stockholm. And we're also going to talk about autographs from 2022, that being Antwerp. Some of these stickers are absolutely crazy in price, and there's some decent opportunities for the short term and of course long term, like the Rocks Hollow, the Vinny sticker. Some autographs from Antwerp are just crazy up in price. Some of them have gone from $100 to $60 to $50 to $40 back up to $100. That's obviously not a healthy price. Some of that is most likely market manipulation, but it's still profit to be made at the end of the day, especially if you're not doing it. You have nothing to lose and nothing to be scared of. But since these stickers are so rare, it's hard to see if it's actually market manipulation or if it's just straight up something supply and demand because they're so rare to unbox. Let me know what you guys think of this update. Are you guys wanting Antwerp to get removed anytime soon? Are you thinking it's going to get removed this next CSGO update like I do? And of course, what was your feeling towards this case? Were you shocked as much as I was with the Prisma 2 obviously replacing something like the Fracture case? Peace out, guys.